Crimean bridge punches through by 12 pieces British-supplied Storm Shadow. Tensions and strategic offensive. Breakthrough of the Ukrainian forces towards the Crimea on the southern fronts. Tensions are rising in the region. Ukrainian forces move towards a victory as strategic offensive moves and clashes for frontline link roads gain momentum in Ukraine's favor in this critical area where Ukraine's southern front lines intersect with Crimea. Nature of operations and strategies. The primary purpose in this area is similar for both sides of the war, while Russia tries to prevent Ukraine from landing and Crimea from the southern front lines. Kiev is using its army effectively to see the peninsula from a broad perspective. Therefore, we witness incredible offensive operations, chaotic clashes, and historical moments in this important clash region. These moments often result in the Ukrainians pushing the Russians day by day from the southern front lines to the Crimea. Drone attacks on Crimea. As you know, Kiev recently sent its drone army to the skies of Crimea in order to liberate the peninsula while 25 UAVs were blockading Crimea. Successful airstrike on Changor Bridge. The Ukrainian armed forces carried out a successful airstrike on a bridge connecting the Russian-occupied region of Kherson Oblast near the town of Changor with Ukraine's Russian-occupied Crimea. Military experts suggested that the Ukrainian armed forces attacked this important bridge of Russian troops in the Changor region with a Storm Shadow cruise missile. Russian authorities claimed that 12 long-range Storm Shadow missiles were shot down by Russian air defenses. Damage to the bridge. The head of the Russian Occupation Administration, Vladimir Saldo, released photos that clearly show the railway bridge over Sivish and its damage in the aftermath of the Storm Shadow attacks on the bridge. Other photos posted on social media also showed the serious damage to the Changor Bridge, with snapped wires, damaged cables, and poles. Implications of the attack. The long-term damage caused to the logistics network of the Russian forces due to the bridge's attack has significant implications. It cut off the military logistics supply of the Russian Federation, making it challenging for Russia to transfer reinforcement troops from the peninsula to the Ukrainian front lines. The narrowing of the road attack network for the Russians will allow the Ukrainian forces to get much closer to Crimea. Ukraine's prior warnings and Russian military weaknesses. The Ukrainians had given signals beforehand that this bridge would be attacked. The Russian military faced problems due to strategic, operational, and tactical weaknesses despite their modernization efforts over 2 decades. Conclusion. The current general state of the war shows the impact of Russia's efforts to build a modern force. The strategic important logistics routes being taken out of combat is one stage of the Ukrainians' victory scenarios, which will likely end much worse for the Russians.